All righty. So it is the PHL halftime show. Once again, the LSU defense just getting absolutely freaking slaughtered right now in every way imaginable, right? I think at this point, Brian Kelly, and we'll talk more about this in the post game. You do have to seriously consider stripping Matt House of all play calling responsibilities for the rest of the season. But I don't care about who the next DC will be at LSU. I really don't. I'm worried about winning this football game right now. The first thing, starting off here, Brian Kelly's decision to punt on 4th and 3 was very bad. We have not stopped them. We have gotten one play made, and that was by Harold Perkins. And that was a play where Brady Cook stared down Luther Burden. That is quite simply the only defensive stop we have had. And it's kind of like the Ole Miss game. It's not like Missouri has been flawless. They have dropped 3 passes, one of which was a touchdown. They had a really bad fumble on their own accord. They have had penalties. Their substitutions have been clucky, and we still can't stop them. Okay? We cannot stop them. The stage line is still getting 2 for 1. They watched the Ole Miss game and they said, "Hey, we're just going to do the same thing." Okay, I have no idea why we won't try JV and Toviano. I have no idea at this point. Okay, now the second thing I'll bring up is the officiating has been bad. The officiating has gone in Missouri's favor. At the same time, though, I don't know how much of an impact that has had on this game. I'm not sure how different the score would be, but the decision to not call Jaden Daniels in on that touchdown was really bad. The Brian Thomas Jr. holding call was really good, but the other 2 holding calls, one on Charles Turner was BS, and one on JV and Toviano, ironically, on a kickoff return, was BS. So the officiating hasn't been great, but I will be honest, I think um, that is fine at this point because I'm not sure once again how much it's had an impact on this game. I would think the score would still be something similar. Matt House's decision to get very soft right there when you freaking know that they're trying to get in field goal range and just giving Luther Burden a wide open, alley to run through there was stupid. It was downright stupid. It doesn't make any sense. And then I don't care how many different times you can make this argument. And I said in the pregame show, it made some kind of logic. But now I am fully convinced you should never receive to start the game. Always defer to the second half. Second quarters get weird, and it takes away your ability to manage the end of the half situation. Okay, so as many of you know, the halftime shows get very short. So if you guys have a question, if you super chat, we'll go straight to it. Okay? But truth be told, the story is still the story. The LSU defense is absolutely atrocious. Atrocious. This is the worst defense I've ever seen at LSU. I swear on everything. I never thunk in my life that I would see a defense as bad as the Bo Pelini defense. Okay, um, you, yeah. I mean, it's really bad. It's really bad, and some of this does fall on Brian Kelly. It just does, even though he is not the defensive play caller. So at this point, they are averaging 8.5 yards per play to our 6.3 yards per play. So it just is what it is at this point. You know, I can live with that. I guess I can. Okay. What's up with the audio? Type Y for yes. Type in for no if you can hear me okay. Type Y for yes if you can hear me okay. Let's see. Yeah, drop passes, Jamal, but I don't think that's the big thing. Obviously, BTJ, the drop, and then obviously the holding call was miserable, absolutely miserable. Okay, so we've got to play better. We have got to coach better. Okay, so the audio is bad. Let's see. How about now? I'll turn this thing all the way up. Let's go here to Zach. What the F is going on with the cornerbacks? At this point, they're trying they're trying Sage Ryan at corner. I get it because well, we've not had any other good corners. The audio is bad, so I'm just going to switch over to this. I guess it wasn't this way in the pregame. Um, so it's probably going to sound. I don't really get it, Zach. I really don't. Uh, for me, I feel as if LSU is in a spot where you've got to play Jeremiah Hughes. You've got to just empty everything at this point. I think Jeremiah Hughes is more of a year two guy than year one. I would like to see more Ashton Stamps at this point. And I don't understand why you're playing Toviano on special teams. And when you play him on special teams, you don't actually give him a chance to actually play defense. So, for me, uh, I truly do believe that if you are LSU, you've just got to try everything at this point. You just do on defense. You are not stopping them. The one interception was an amazing play made by Harold Perkins, but I've got to be real, man. You just got to put everyone out there. You just do. Let's go to hit stick. What defense I've ever seen? Got DBs playing 15 yards off and still getting ram pass. D-line still playing 2 yards off. The soft coverage at the end of the first half was just abysmal. It just was. So truth be told, it's got to get better. It's just got to get better. Um, so yes, here we go. Brian Kelly wants to get fired and collect $100 million, says Squarehead. Yeah, I mean he's got to do something about the defense. He does. Okay. At this point, no, I turned the microphone off. It's not because you guys are telling me it wasn't sounding great. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, he was just brought in. Part of that was just optics. AP says, do the cheerleaders have eligibility? So next thing, we spend all this time talking about the defense. Our defensive line is not getting any pressure. We're also not really playing that smart up front. That was a critical offsides by Mason Smith. Critical. Okay. You've got to stay on side. I understand it's frustrating because we're not getting off blocks or making any plays. So there you go. Don't worry, the mic will be fixed in the post game. Pierce with the Venmo, I appreciate it. He says disband the program. We can still come back and win this game. So yeah, let's go to Matt right here. Why aren't we trying to sell out on defense? Most we blitzed is 5. So yeah, here's what we're gonna do. I do have a film study lined up for you right here, and here you go.
Right here by Matt House, I like the decision to blitz. I would prefer to it just be a 0, though, which means there is no safety over the top. So we decide to go cover 1 here, and it's clear man coverage. It's clear that we're actually bringing everybody. And when you actually go 0 blitz, there's always going to be one extra person versus their protection. But since we only bring 6, there are 6 people to block 6, and this year we've just not been able to get off blocks. Either way, this is a pretty quick developing play, and this has been our best play offensively and their best play offensively, which is just a simple slot fade. Now, this isn't a true slot fade because they stacked their receivers, but it is, in theory, just a fade. This is what they've been throwing. And if you're Zy Alexander, you have got to be ready for this, okay? You've got to be ready for this this fade. Truth be told, we dropped an open or a really good throw on first. This time he actually catches it. Zy's just got to do a better job of making a play there. All right, so Missouri on this 2-point conversion elects to go with the swinging gate, okay? Sage Ryan is the furthest most contained defender, and he is responsible for any receiver going to the flats. But you'll see right here, he's very slow to react. He might just be responsible for this guy. Not entirely sure. But they decide to do a little split zone action out of it, and he's just late. You are the furthest most contained defender. We're also late getting over the top here, and Brady Cook is just able to run this in for a 2-point conversion. We need Sage to make a play here, and that was a very difficult play, all things considered, and they score. So let's go to Rome here. Let me know if it sounds better. It should. What is the thinking behind BK accepting instead of deferring? I'll just never understand. Yeah, you just got to defer. It never makes sense, especially in a game that you think it's going to be a track meet. It makes the end of half adjusting, end of second half, management that much harder because Missouri there got to play both sides of it. They were able to have some plays at the end of that second quarter to see, well, if we get a few things going, we can just keep going. If not, we could just play conservative and just run the clock out. And they're able to play for a field goal, knowing that they still get the ball to start the second half. It says we are a baseball school. So there you go. Let's keep it going. It seems like Missouri is kind of playing scared their last drive. Yeah, because they didn't want to get the football back. And once again, Ethan, they're able to play more conservatively at the end of that second quarter because we decided to receive the opening kickoff. I understood Brian Kelly's logic because we were not stopped in the last game versus Ole Miss. We overall, though, Ethan, have not been a good opening drive team during Brian Kelly's tenure. We have been a very good second quarter team, but not a really good opening drive team anyway. So there you go, Roby. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Let's go to Carvis. Always defer. Our offense is not perfect and tends to start slow. Absolutely. They're getting the ball out quickly. The DBs are giving too much cushion. He says press. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Press up on them. Live with the results. I would like to see new personnel though. I can't do the Sage Ryan thing anymore. It's done. It's and he's not been the worst. He's not by any stretch of the imagination. It's just like he never makes a play, and hopefully that changes. I've been cheering for him, but we have got to go out there and start making some plays. Somebody get off a block. Somebody go rush the passer. Do whatever it takes. Do something. So yeah, and once again, going forward on that 4th and 3. Next thing, what were your thoughts on Drink being so aggressive on the first drive with the 2-point conversion? I love the decision. The swinging gate, the edges of our defense. For some reason, here's the issue with the LSU defense, okay? There is nothing they are doing well at this point. I will give them credit. They have tackled better. There hadn't been as many broken tackles. But there is nothing that they do well. We don't rush the passer well. We don't get off blocks well. We're not smart. We don't make plays when the ball's in the air. The other offense, the Ole Miss gave us plenty of opportunities with all the holding penalties that they made last week. Even when we're given 3rd and longs and all of that, we still can't get off the field. The one thing I do want to see Matt House do, if all else fails, just zero blitz. Just do it. Just do it. Okay? Like we just did with that little film thing. I wanted to show you why I prefer zero blitz, because somebody is always going to be unblocked. That is one way to generate pressure. It's also one way to make sure you don't have any coverage busts, because everybody knows your man is your man no matter what. So, yeah. Yeah, no, look, I'm glad Sage is an LSU Tiger. I am. It's just not worked out for whatever reason. We want people of that profile. We want a 5-star DB with amazing speed to come in. It's just not working. And at this point, obviously they've not played Denver Harris at all because he was bad. They've not played LaTerrence Welsh at all. I'm open to him getting a chance in this game because, well, we're struggling on making plays on 50-50 balls, and he's the best corner on the team at making plays on 50-50 balls. So, yeah, I'm open to it. I'm open to this. Pierce with the super chat says, I can outperform any DB on this team. Don't forget, we will be live directly after the game today, and I'm sparing no one at this point. Okay. I really hope Brian Kelly comes back and win this game because I'm about to go ballistic over that 4th and 3 decision. Next thing, offensively, we're playing well. Obviously, Brian Thomas Jr. played about as bad of a half as he's played all season. And the drops have been an issue for BTJ his entire career. He's had just really, really, really bad ones. I expect him to come out and make some plays. Okay. I really, really, really do. Now, what would I do offensively to start this second half? Okay. Well, they get the ball first, obviously. It's going to be so key to get a stop here because if we don't, it takes away some of the value that Logan Diggs is giving us in this game. He has been absolutely sensational. Our offensive line, for the most part, is playing really well. Okay. This unit has been very good this year. Okay. This is a championship level offensive line. How many times have we said Miles Frazier's name? So to spin a positive here, Miles Frazier's playing better. Kind of a rough half for Charles Turner. It is ironic that pre-2022, pre the Brian Kelly era, the only game Charles Turner played extensively at LSU was 2020 versus Missouri. They started him and played him the whole game at left guard. So this is where his LSU career actually began. And he obviously got banged up there, had a few rough snaps. So it's very interesting. Yeah, Andre Sam has had a rough half. He's had a rough half. Okay. So there you go. It's got to safeguard your soul. He's been with me for a while. Even if they had an average defense, yes. So let's go to Matthew. Going into the tunnel at halftime, Welch had no pads on. Okay, so Matthew's at the game. And he says Welch doesn't have his pads on. I thought I saw him on the sideline. Maybe he's not available. I'm not sure. But I'm also to the point where, and we'll talk more about this in the post game. I think you got to start trying some wide receivers at DB. I mean, some of them aren't playing anyway. Just try it. But you never know. You never know. There's so many great DBs that were wide receivers. Mizzou's best DB. Let's go to Pierce's super chat. How many losses until you call it a season? And defensively, you start focusing on development. Well, the season's not over, right? You could still win this game and basically control your destiny in the SEC. You can, okay? But, at the same time, Pierce, either way, they should be playing some of the younger guys on defense at this point, okay? Once again, you see the stats. We've already shown them to you one time. We'll show them to you again. Average yards per completion. As you can see, we're still more explosive than them in the passing game. But, man, their yard per play number, 8.5, okay? I, at this point, would prefer them to still run the football, okay? Max, you got to believe, man. Get some Ted Lasso in your system. So, yeah, let's get a few more in here before the second half begins. We've only thrown 8 times. It's true. I think it's clear, and Blake and I talked about this earlier this week, that maybe LSU tries to run the football more to shorten the game because your defense can't stop anything at this point. I can't say this enough. The interception by Harold Perkins was a really good play, but that was also Brady Cook's worst snap. He stared down Luther Burden the whole time. It was actually a really good defensive call by House. We bluffed Harold Perkins, and he flew back into coverage, and as a whole defender, made a really good play. Okay. Let's go to Cajun here. He's been chatting all day in the PHL chat rooms. I really appreciate that. He says, well, Carter, why on earth are we not trying to get more pressure and just play man on the outside? Okay, so the first touchdown was man coverage, and they did one of those Tennessee stacks. And Zy Alexander was actually in good position to make a play. On film, you could pretty much see that they like the slot fade. Okay. And by the way, this is the post-game link. And here we go. So as always, we do the first drive of the second half. So I hope you guys stick around. If you don't, please go to that link. Please hit the like button and set reminder. It's good for the algorithm. There's all these different LSU post-game shows that go on. We want you to be a part of the PHL community. Okay. Josh says we need to remove pin and play another safety or corner in the middle, cover up the slot receiver. I'm fine with that. Okay. Force them to run. It looks like we're doing more of the same. All right. God, dude. It's just pitch and catch. That's our number 4 receiver. Get off a block. God, the tight ends are blocking us. Okay. Here we go. A run counter. I'm fine with that. I'm fine at this point. If it's the decision between them running the football for 5 yards every time compared to them throwing, give them looks and make them run on us. I'm perfectly fine with that. Live with that. Okay? All right. God, we have so much cushion on them. So much. Dropped again. Is that his third drop? The same player with 3 drops. There we go. 3 drops. Okay. So right here, just 0 blitz. Bring everybody. Good to get a penalty. False start. All right. Now, like Josh says, get up in their grill, okay, and make a play. Trust me, Missouri's offense, they've made plays. They have made plays. They've had some sharp plays, but they have mostly been clunky. They are giving us an opportunity to get off the field here. Okay. Are we just going to sit back and let them cook? All right, we're running some kind of twist off to the left. There's no way we're just going to overload that side and not do anything. Okay. So it's clear we're running some kind of twist to the left. All right. And we just lose contain and allow him to run for it. God dog it. It was clear as day. If you're going to overload one side, you have got to keep contain on the back side. Womack. Oh, God. What was that? Womack. Oh, no. God dog, dude. You knew they were going to do it at some point. And once again, there's people in the comment section that always get on me for this. Okay. They are going to run zone read stuff to Savion Jones' side. Okay. His job right there is to squeeze down. Okay. His job right there is to squeeze down. But they're hitting that edge every single time. So it's not on him, but it's something we have not adjusted to. Once again, nobody getting off blocks. Nobody getting off blocks. Okay, here's the thing I don't get. Y'all thought it was holding? Let me see. I'll look at it again.
Okay. Okay. Good. I think I'll give it another look. See. They let that go. They normally let that go. But the way they've called holding on us, still you can't lose contain on this side. I don't really understand the pressure here by LSU. And I don't think I think Womack's job right there was to slant to the inside, just looking at how, God, it's just a weird pressure call right there. It's a weird pressure call. 3rd and 4. Good. Let's go. Good. We want them kicking field goals. I don't know if I know you got a good kicker if you're Missouri. I am not sure I'd kick the field goal here. I'm not sure. I mean, he's pretty automatic. He missed it. I told you, bad decision to kick the field goal. We have not. I would have forced them to stop me again. That kick wasn't even close. All right, type Y for yes if you want me to do another offensive drive. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so that time, let me see. So that time we actually brought a 0 pressure right there. About time. Good stuff. So that time LSU actually brought 0 there. Okay, we'll do one more. All right. I would not have kicked the field goal. Okay. Hey, they got to pay for the product. $2 billion. Okay, $2 billion. What is it? It's $1 billion a year they pay for this. So I will call the second half of this offensive drive. But first, PHL Nation. Oh, yeah, baby. You know about Louisiana Controls. They've been showing us love throughout this college football season, and I'm looking for you to do the same when it comes to your energy management commercial HVAC needs. It is all with our buddies who have been doing this for over 40 years. Yes, that is 4 decades. All righty. I don't know. What up, man? Who is that? What's up? What's up, Scott, the Econ man? That's good. I'm live right now. Look at that. What's up? Yeah, I knew Scott the Econ man. Huh? Well, let me get back to the stream. How about? There you go. One of my classmates with some PHLers watching the game. Let's go, Jaden. Let's go. Marlon Martinez still in at center. Let's keep it cooking. No, it's normally an hour in, Cajun. You're not that special. Ha. Okay. All right, so for LSU, you obviously got to get ready. Have your 2-point conversion play ready. Okay. There you go, Malik. Okay. Blitz. Jaden's checking out of it. Okay, they brought a lot of people. Goal line, slide fade. Oh, it was there. Kyron just couldn't get off that. God, that was a good check by Jaden. Once he saw the blitz, it was an automatic check to a slot fade. Kind of check the one called for holding there. Oh, they were playing zone read the entire time. All right, we got 3rd and 10. Blitz, get rid of it. Chris Abrams drain, man. Really good football player. No, it's just not a good throw by Jaden right there. Yeah, he had the matchup he wanted. It wasn't a good throw. Oh, yeah. They never call that. Will Campbell was just finishing a block. I've never seen them call that. Okay, they're going to take the down. Okay. Okay. Mm. It's good. All right, y'all. We will see you in the post-game show. Okay? That's the post-game show link. Please go click that link and hit a set reminder, subscribe, all that stuff. And we'll see you in the post-game. It is Power Hour LSU. Bam! And tonight we're doing lemon pepper chicken wings. Let's go.